Hey everybody, Stephen Key here. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel, inventRightTV. And today I'm going to talk about when and how to patent your invention idea. Okay, first of all, don't run out and file a patent. What I want you to do is file a provisional patent application. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to do it correctly. First of all, here's my disclaimer. I'm not a patent attorney. I'm not giving legal advice. I'm going to give you business advice here. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do, take a deep breath, relax, educate yourself. You can do this, but you have to do this correctly. All right, when you first start out, you're going to make sure that you really have a new idea. And I talk a lot about this by studying the marketplace because you really want to know your point of difference. What I'm going to talk about here is that when you should file for a patent, once you've done your homework and you have filed a provisional patent application, I'll talk about how to do that correctly. And once you determine that, hey, you want to file a non-provisional patent application, I'm going to talk about that. But how to do this correctly. So when do you do it? When you've done your homework, you've tested the market, you filed that PPA, and you've done a good job. I'll get to that in a minute. Then after that year, within that year, you can decide, okay, if I want to file a non-provisional patent application. So let's dial it back just a little bit because I think it all starts with filing a provisional patent application that truly has value in the marketplace. And that's what this video is also really all about. And I'm going to hit all these points because I've got great notes here for you to do this correctly. If you file for a patent that no one cares about, that has no value, you've just spent a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of money on something that's just a waste of time. And realize that most patents today are basically worthless. All right, so you have to do your homework. All right, so here you go. All right, so you first start off, when do you file? When you determine you have a good idea. So I'm not going to talk a little bit about how to do that, but when you determine, hey, I want to go forward, this is what you do. The first step is really to understand, and like I said, you're going to file a provisional patent application first. And what's going to be in this application is all these things I'm going to tell you now. Your point of difference. Number one, James, put it on the screen. You know your point of difference. And how do you do that? You do that by doing a Google image search, a Google shopping search, and look at all the similar ideas that are out there and make sure yours has a great point of difference. Wow, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to come up with something completely different, but your point of difference has to be big enough that people truly want it and will spend money for it. All right, you also need to do look for prior patents, do a prior art search, and make sure you're not stepping on anybody's toes, but you really have a point of difference. And I talk a lot about that, but that's really the number one thing to do at the very beginning when you file that provisional patent application, which we call a PPA, is know your point of difference. There you go. Number two that you're going to put in, and what I mean, know your point of difference. So when you write your PPA, you have a problem, you talk about what the problem is, then your solution is that point of difference. There you go. That's what your invention is. Okay. All right. Number two, and I'm going to look at my notes here really closely because I want to make sure I get it right. Number two, you want to make sure you have manufacturing knowledge. Okay. If you create this great idea, you create this great invention, and if it cannot be manufactured, who cares? So you have to understand how to manufacture your idea, the most efficient way to do that, the cheapest way to do that, and the way that's most efficient. It's very, very, very important to do that. Now, I'm not going to talk about how to figure that out. That's another video. But you have to do that. That's number two. James, put that up on the screen for me. Number three, know your materials. How's it going to be made? What's going to be made out of? And today, it's really important to really understand materials because people are very concerned about using certain types of materials that are not great for the environment. So please, spec your material right. And if you need help on finding that out, hire someone, have them sign an NDA with work for hire language, basically that protects you if they come up with anything new. But that's number three, know your material. Number four, cost. right? You have to make sure that your product that can be produced at a cost the market will bear, that people will purchase it for. If you come up with a great idea, a great invention, right, and you know how to manufacture, and you know the material, but somehow the cost is too expensive that the market won't bear, that people won't purchase, who cares? So understand your cost. That is number 4. Number 5, workarounds and variations. Now we're talking about filing that provisional patent application with all these things in mind. So number 5, workarounds and variations. Basically, I want you to steal your idea from yourself. That sounds crazy, but that's what you need to do. How will someone get around you? So if there's any variations on material or maybe manufacturing processes, include it. If there's variations on the way it looks or maybe how it performs, include that in your provisional patent application. That's very, very important. Steal it from yourself. Okay, that's number 6. Number 7, make sure that when you write your PPA, it's really easy to understand. It's almost like instructions. I tell everybody, you know, when you get this package in the mail from Amazon, and it comes in a box, and it has these instructions because you have to put it together. That's how your PPA should be done as well. Make it so it's easy to understand, your problem's easy to understand, your solution's easy to understand, your manufacturing's easy, your material's easy. Anybody can understand how to put it together. Very, very important. And that is number 7. Number 8, include a lot of drawings. I love drawings. Now, they don't have to be patent drawings. They could be line drawings, but don't use photographs. Use nice line drawings and make sure you label them correctly. The reason why I like a lot of drawings, in case you miss something, if you have a drawing, you're going to be covered. Drawings, someone said, and I love this, drawings are worth 1,000 words. So have a lot of drawings. Show how to make it. Boom, boom, boom. This is how it's made with all those drawings. Okay, number 9, if you really want to be smart, and we're talking about when do you file, right? When there's maybe I'll talk about that in a minute, about when. But when you do file, if you want to go for a patent, you file that provisional patent application first, which gives you 1 year. Make sure, and you really think you have a good idea, and that's going to have a lot of value, maybe you file multiple provisional patent applications. Multiple. Not just one, but many. Now you can bring them all together at the end of the year and combine them, or you can make them separate. But what you're really doing, if you keep them separate, you have patents pending with an S. I love that. And what you're doing, you're building a wall. That's right, you're building a wall around your intellectual property or around your innovation. I love that, because not only do you want to protect the invention, you want to protect the innovation. And you do that by keep on filing and keep on adding to it, so it makes it hard for someone to work around you. Now, we talked a little bit at the very beginning, because this topic is that when should you file? All right, I like to tell everybody, when you file that provisional patent application and you're putting all the stuff in there, it gives you patent pending status for 1 year, which you can show at the companies. What I like to do is create demand. I just said it, creating demand. And the reason why I like to create that demand, it's easier to license ideas when you create demand. It's easier to raise money. It's easier to get people to join your mission. It's just easier if you create demand. And you can do that by having good marketing material, filing a good provisional patent application, and then start showing it to people that might be interested in it. Maybe it's a buyer, maybe it's a huge retailer. It does not matter. But take away risk by creating demand. All right, so during this video, I did very quickly all the different things that you need to consider, right, when you do file, when you're going to file for a patent. But you're going to file for a PPA first, a provisional patent application first. That gives you that 1 year to test it. And you're going to add all these things to your PPA to truly give it value, so when you do file for a patent, your patent attorney or your patent agent can pull all that information out of your provisional patent application, because you covered it in so many different ways. Not only did you protect the invention, you protected the innovation, and you truly wrote a patent that has value in the marketplace. And you also gave it value by creating demand. See, I wrapped it all together for you. This is Stephen Key. I know I went through a lot of information. If you need more help, please contact me at inventRight.com, and we can help you figure this all out, because it's not as easy as it sounds, but these are things for you to think about if you really want to file a patent that has value in the marketplace. So this video is all about when you should file a patent to protect your invention idea. Stephen Key here. Subscribe down below. Tell your friends, and stay tuned to the next video.